Hey there team, and welcome to a little 3v5 siege here. Oh, is this all Rhudaur? No, I think it's maybe Rhudaur and Angmar. Oh, this could be fun, this could be cool. Okay, 64,000 frames. We will definitely have some shuffling, so we'll stay at 1x speed and we'll see what we end up getting to after the deployment phase. But anyway, Winged Swordsman here, playing as Rhudaur. Got his army nice and lined up for me here. He will sort of reorganize them, I'm sure. He's got his Black Wolds, nice chunky force of Rhudaur Swordsmen. Yeah, that's, as I say, what I will always take. Dunland Spears, Marksmen, Chorshot Axe Throwers, 8 more Troll Hunters, Frodrum Javs, Berserkers, and Enslavers. I really like this army. The only thing for me is, as I say, I would be really tempted to take the Coldfell Maidens instead of. I'd probably drop a unit of Axe Throwers and take a Coldfell Maidens, just, you know, as I say, because of the fear, especially on a flatter map, like, oh, this isn't the map I thought it was. I thought this was, I thought this was like a Dunaim, like a monastery, not a Dunaim monastery, but, you know, the, yeah, that one. But still, okay, maybe not then, but either way, it's nice to have a unit of melee cav. Hopefully somebody's got one. CM Leech, he's got his Angmarim forces, so this is a nice little nice little ally for Rhudaur. He's got his Blackguard, Hammerguard, Blackwatch Legion, nice little Guardian force, pikes, armored up Scourge Raiders, of course. Lots and lots of Angmar Marauders, kind of cool. Like, yeah, you wouldn't usually see 4 units of Angmar Marauders. I'm not sure if they've received an armor upgrade or not. They can receive it, but I can't. I can never really seem to tell the difference when they have. And then the Gundabad Guard. So okay, cool. Leech has gone for like some decent numbers there. A lot of those Angmar Marauders able to sort of take a bit of damage for his Wildmen allies, which is good to see. Dunland here again, sort of a nice sort of Wildman force. Catapult being brought by the Dunlandings. Got the Gobbles manning that, of course. Nice little mountain Gobbles come to help out. Half-Orc Baneguard, the Spears of Orthanc there, those absolute brutal crossbowmen. Oh, okay, this is good. The Riders of Orthanc are here, so I feel pretty safe now that the enemy's not really going to be able to get any good cav play going. So that's alright. I'll stay at 1x speed because I think we've got a lot of shuffling to do. Dunlanding Veterans, good to see them. Dunman Hunters, some Black Wolds from these boys. Dunlanding Clansmen and Trollshire Axe Throwers there we're seeing. Half-Orc Spearguard and more lots and lots of Dunlanding Veterans. So we're seeing a heck of a lot of like men-at-arms. Lots of men-at-arms today, which is, we'll see what the defenders have. And but yeah, I always like that. I'm a big fan of men-at-arms. And then lastly, another Dunland force. I thought this would be a Rhudaur, but oh, yeah, no, there is another Rhudaur over here. We've got another Dunland and another Rhudaur. So double Dunland pikes, snag a Skirms behind, Half-Orc Spearguard. Again, a lot of these Dunlanding veterans. Bandits and Axe Throwers. Double Spears of Orthanc, that's very nice. Baneguard, and in the back some Spearguard. And lastly, we've got Pontaman, another Fear member. Got the rain setting in, but I mean that'll be good for the wild men. They're more than comfortable with a bit of harsh weather. He's got Enslavers, Arthedain pikes, yeah, good to see. Some more of these swords. He's got his Axe Throwers, Marksmen, Arthedain Rangers, absolutely, yeah, beautiful. Good to see the boys on the field today. Then 8 more Troll Hunters, Frodrum Javs, and some Berserkers. He's got some Arthedain Nobles. Okay, I don't know if I'd bring the Nobles. Because when you bring the Nobles, you really got to rely on actually having some positions to do some charging, having some areas to do some charging. But again, I'm always, I always say for attackers, it's good to bring some knights or melee cavalry or just something to take off anything that's going to charge at you. And yeah, so I can't really complain when people actually do that. So first the defenders is John with his Arthedain forces. We'll have a quick look and see how he ends up deploying, but I'll just try and call out anything straight up unnatural, or not unnatural, anything that I'm sort of hunting for. I'm looking for Rangers really, but I'm not really spotting them right now. We're seeing some fully armored up Evendim Spears, so that's a good sign for sure. He's been able to sort of spend his money. Up here, another Arnorian force to face off against these Rhudaur men with Cardolan. He's got his Wardens of Tyr and Gorthad, Menareth men at arms, Sharpshooters, Guardians there. No armor upgrade for the Guardians. And double Thieves of Tharbad. Nice to see the Thieves. So yeah, just great little assassins. I don't actually know if they're AP and melee anymore though. They used to be, but I'm pretty sure that they are just sort of your normal assassins now. Which is still pretty damn powerful, but as I say, they used to be AP and melee, but they didn't have their throwing weapon. And then he's got his Royal Court. So yeah, I mean, that's a threat that the Arthedain nobles will have to sort of grab, especially if we've got mercenary crossbowmen as well from Proxima Centuri. Dunland captains there without an armor upgrade, yet without an armor upgrade as well. Warhammers and Dunland Rangers with a catapult in the back. I'm interested why we've gone for, I mean, yeah, the catapult versus trebuchet dilemma or argument is always going to go on, but I think it's fair enough. But it's just when you know your enemy can't have access to a treb, sometimes it's quite nice to take a treb just so you know you can dunk on them. And then we've got Joey as the last Arthedain. So Arthedain, Cardolan, Arthedain up against, yeah, a lot of Rhudaur, Angmar, and some Dunland, who I guess in this sense are playing more of these sort of northern Rhudaur savages. Arthedain pikes there. Armor upgrade? Yeah, of course. I think we're probably seeing most of Joey's army is going to be upgraded. A numinous gate guard. There's going to be a heck of a lot of like really nice double gate guard. Okay, so that is red limit for the gate guard. Hopefully he'll be able to, you know, avoid them getting blasted up. But I mean, even if one of them does get blasted up, he's got another one. Armored up peacekeepers, they're going to be really tough to grind through. And then the dismounted knights of Numinous. Over here, the rangers, of course, Warrens of the North. And some Troll Slayers. So, okay, and we have not seen from either of the Arthedains any Grey Company, but both the Arthedains deployed outside the walls. So it's very possible that we have a unit of Grey Company just sat somewhere. If we have 2 units of Grey Company up against so many wild men, so many lightly armoured wild men, this is going to be, or this could be, really catastrophic for the attackers if the defenders are able to use them right. But as I say, the attackers have got some good tools today. I think if you've got 2 Arthedains on the defense, you need to be very wary of cavalry, especially considering the open field out here that they could really do some damage to you on. I mean, no, because there's been a fair investment. There's only 2 units of melee cavalry. I'm including the Riders of Orthanc in melee cavalry today. I know they've got their crossbow, but they are very good at countering cavalry and melee too. They're both quite a big expense, so we maybe don't want another one. But the problem is we've got a lot to defend. So when the defenders want to like rush out with some of their lancers or these crossbows, or if there is some hidden Arthedain cav as well dotted around, then we are going to have to be pretty on the ball with guarding everybody. It's going to be quite easy for the defenders, who would be the attackers arguably in that case, to get around whatever defenses we've got set up. Let's jump to 6 times speed. Yeah, you're seeing, so it will be a little bit framey, but that's just what 6 times speed is going to do to us. I'm just kind of, I mean, it makes sense, of course, but something that's quite interesting to me is that Cardolan is the one that's delved into the cavalry today, even though Arthedain is meant to be the cavalry faction. But these, is that 2 units of Merc crossbows? That's 2 units of Merc crossbows he's gone for. Now, it's very possible with Proxima... Oh, sorry, is that... No, those are numinous gate guards. I thought for a second they were cavalry. It's very possible that Proxima is not actually going to use these Merc crossbows outside of the walls. I can see, and you see this a lot with the Merc crossbows, they are actually just kept inside. And actually, sorry, is that just one? That's just 1 unit. It's just because the way that the guys have sat out, it looks a bit weird. I'm bad at estimating. Can't actually say if that's that 2 units or 1. But yeah, in anyway, they are they very well may just be used to like stand right behind the defensive line, come up and fire over their heads. And, you know, this is what you see a lot, just because that's a very high damage crossbow bolt those boys have. It is pretty nasty when they get that coming into you, and then afterward, probably just doing these short-range charges. Again, not very dramatic, but we see even from units of like Warg Skirms how nasty those charges can be. You know, that's what we had in a few sieges back. That poor unit of Menheriath Sharpshooters was just slammed over and over by that out of ammunition unit of Warg Skirms, and how quickly you can get rid of a unit if you can micro them and get those cycle charges off nice. So it's that's very possible what he's going to use them for. And as well, it's possible that the Royal Court of House Thorondor isn't going to leave either, because this is pretty flat. This is a pretty flat little, you know, hill. It's not really a hill fort, but this little town on a slope. I like it's, you know, it's probably something in like northern Arthedain, or maybe even a more civilized part of Rhudaur that this Arnorian force pushed into, and now the Dunland, well, now the Rhudaur and Angmarim forces are assembling to push them back. Because yeah, we're seeing some more well constructed buildings, but mixed in with this, you know, more tribal looking settlement. So with that catapult volley, I think we are beginning. What is he going for immediately? Yeah, I mean, going straight for the Spears of Orthanc. These guys are 2 hit points, and if they were bundled up, I definitely understand it. Unfortunately, that was a nasty mess. So for me, I wouldn't unload it. Is he stopped firing? Yeah, no, he's stopped. I wouldn't send any shots, any big balls of fire. I wouldn't go for anything that is spread out, even landing like 2 hit point stuff. So I think he did get them when they were tightly packed together, and that's why he went for it. And that was like, what? How many guys did he burn down? Oh shoot, where are the bodies? Where are the bodies? They've fallen into the grassland somewhere. But I mean, I think, well, yeah, we ended up with like, what, 6 casualties? Yeah, which 6 2 hit point units brought down, pretty nice really, especially as solid as those Spears of Orthanc are, and how difficult it's going to be for something like the Arthedain forces to get through without much in the way of AP. This is quite, I actually really like this map. I've never it's not a custom map. I didn't have to get it. It's on Reforged as standard. So yeah. But I don't know, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. We'll have a quick, because although the battle has sort of started, I think there's just going to be some initial shuffling. It looks like the axe throwers are coming up, and yeah, we're just getting the same thing as we had with Rhudaur before, and this is the way I play Rhudaur, where you just have to come in, use your ammunition. So is he just going to go? I think he's going to try and do a quick little lob right over the top into those Arthedain pikes. There was a little noise. No, I thought there was a little charging trumpet. But yeah, so how many avenues then do we have? We've got one here. Joey's got this one. Looks like a little Sally Forth, actually. To chase off those Cholshaws. He killed a few of them. And but he's had to be pushed down into the Rhudaur swordsman. I'm going to actually slow down for a minute, which is quite crazy in such a long battle. But I'm going to slow down just so I can make sure I get a proper view of the battlefield. I probably should have had a look beforehand. But yeah, the Arthedain men-at-arms going up against those Rhudaur swords. Because of the numbers disparity, like the Rhudaur swords should do pretty well there. They've got the oh no, there's pikes there too. But those pikes don't tend to do well on like really sloped ground. So the Rhudaur swordsmen are going to quite like that engagement. Over here, Joey. So Joey's got 2 places to look after, pretty much by himself, by the looks of things. Over here, Proxima Centuri's got 1, 2. He's so alright. Okay, no, saying Proxima Centura has only got 1, and Josh only has 1. So hopefully we're going to be able to get some help to Joey. But at the same time, so Josh has 2 men facing him. Proxima has 1. Interesting. So Proxima's only got 1 guy facing him, and well, don't worry, I'm seeing that, Cav. And then Joey has 2. He's got Rhudaur here and Rhudaur here. Oh my goodness me, he's just gonna get volleyed to pieces. Okay, so it looks like this Dunland force from Hertum is going to be by itself. So he needs to be a bit careful here. And I really appreciate this. Oh god, Spearguard there. Ouch. But I mean, this is the Royal Court of House Thorondor. So a charge from them is gonna hurt, even if you are a spearman. So if I was Proxima, I would, yeah, I like that a lot. Get quite aggressive against hurt him. Really try and hurt him. But you might want to begin thinking about, or even sort of start moving some units over to make sure you're backing up Joey, because this is a long distance away between them. And Joey does even have some units in the rear guard. He's it looks like Joey's gonna be the final defender as well up on the top of that slope. So I worry. And to be honest, if I was winged swordsman and Ponta, I would really consider, like, how hard do we want to get out of here? We could really barrel through Joey quick and make this a flat ground engagement. So good, Proxima is here. He's got some troops backing him up, which is nice. I think Proxima is probably the guy to do that, because still over here, oh god, you've got the catapult fire coming at you here as well, John. So you need to be you need to keep your resources. Looks like Dunland and Angmar are more than happy to just hold back, let that catapult get used. Gwathlo trackers from Dunland, sort of nice, showing the the semi-civilized nature of some parts of Dunland, that they have these more normal tracking boys. They've got quite a good little ranged sort of arrow value here, but they're just so vulnerable, so light. So they can get shot to absolute pieces, but it just depends whether or not John wants to do that. Again, for me, if I've got an armoured up line, if I've got shields generally facing the enemy, I'll just sit and take the hits. It's not very pleasant, but I'll just take the hits. So Havoc Spearguard, looks like Hurtum is not willing to just sort of sit and let the cav run right. He wants to block this up. Problem is, this is getting busted up, broken now. That was 48 guys. That's they should come back unless this breaks. So Proxima is just hoping that breaks before these veterans arrive. That just broke. Okay, are we going? Because if we could slam those veterans, good man. If we can slam those there's no spears here. Oh, Hurtum needs support now. He needs I would be getting my cavalry over here to back him up now. Okay, cool. I was thinking to like charge them, but no, this is a much better shout. Because this unit would have returned. That unit even. That unit might return. So, and that they're not cheap. Half-orc Spearguard are they're not like fodder tier. They can pack a punch. I didn't actually spot to see if they had received an armor upgrade or not as well. So Joey though it's not going as swimmingly for Joey, unfortunately, again, as he's got a lot of stuff getting thrown at him. 2 full Rhudaur armies worth of axes and javelins and wild men coming at him here. Can we get some damage into these Dunman pikes while they're exposed? Rangers, looks like the Rangers are, that was a cancelled shot. What about this one? We're getting some rinsing going on. We're loosing into the axe throwers there. See, I wouldn't go for that. I feel, yeah, I know they're a threat. I get it for sure. But I'd be trying to go for like blobs with my boys. I think you got enough in the way like Arthedain marksman if you want to track down something like that. Unfortunately, that looked like it was an up and over shot. I think it was an accidental shot. Oh no, it's these guys going for it. Maybe they've been. I think they were probably targeting something over here. Yeah, they were probably targeting something over there, and then they were just left on fire at will, and then they've decided to go for that. Because I'd be keen, not anymore, but while they were advancing, I would have almost been keen to shoot the Arthedain Berserkers. I know they've got that good shield value, but at the end of the day, they're very lightly armored for their ability. So yep, that's them just wiped out. So are the armor upgraded or not? I don't think so. No, I think they are, because they're all wearing like some level of shield like that, or some level of armor like that. So it's good that you managed to get one in the back and dropped a royal court. But yeah, I think Proxima can be pretty happy. But to be honest with you, okay. No, there's Spears of Orthanc as well. No, okay. I would have been so greedy, and I would have probably gotten my royal court ripped apart by crossbow fire. I would have seen those veterans and been like, oh man, I can get a charge, I can wipe him out, let's go. And I would have taken 2 nasty crossbow volleys to the face, and then there would have been a pikeman right there, so I would have had to turn around and run away anyway. Yeah, that's most likely how it would have gone down with me. So it's good that Proxima's a little bit more cautious. As I say, this is a 3v5, so the defenders cannot afford to make many mistakes. We're at 10 for 9, so this is a good spot for the attackers. That's the general already. He's sending his Witch Realm Enslavers in right now. Awesome, Ponta. I really appreciate the aggression from Ponta and his willingness to sort of use these elite units. I think it's bold actually having your general in the fray. Let me just grab a shot before because I will. No. I'm sure I'll get something better than that. But let me just grab these just in case I forget further on. It's always so painful when I get to the end of a battle and then I realise, oh yeah, shoot, I've not taken a thumbnail. Over here, up against Winged Swordsman, again, it's not going swimmingly. He's got a slightly more flat ground with this engagement, which, yeah, I mean, sure, you're not going to be tiring out the enemy as quickly, but your pikes, that's really what Joey is needing here. He's needing these pikes to come into play. Damn. So, hey there, guys. I've just realised that I had my laptop on silent mode there. So it was, so it doesn't, when it's on silent mode, it's not using the proper graphics card. So I'm thinking that was probably pretty freemy, sort of very, very freemy. So from this point, it should be much smoother. Fingers crossed. I'll have a see just how freemy it was. If I need to, I might go back and re-record that start, and then link us in here. So hopefully it's not so bad. But yeah, I was wondering, things were far too quiet from my laptop. But yeah, we've got the crossbows doing what I thought they would be doing, unleashing some hell into this Angmarim line. That's good, because the Angmarim are really the most armoured up attackers they've got to deal with today. Everybody else is a wild man. Of course, Dunland's got some of those Orthanc units, so they're a bit more armoured up. But yeah, this is good to see the Guardians of Cardolan getting blasted. If I was him, I would try my best to maybe just curl around a little bit more, just to make sure I was getting shots to their backs rather than shots to that left side. But, I mean, either way, it's not going to be pleasant. Proxima's coming out with another little charge here. I appreciate that. And maybe he'd want to get some of his ranged... I think Herta maybe needs to get some of his ranged power a little bit forward. He's going for these veterans. These veterans are going to try and pull back behind not lances, the pikes. And yeah, so he's getting out of there. That's a smart move. You don't want to be slamming face first in those Dunland pikes. But Hertam's coming forward with a fairly substantial force there, which, as I say, he's the guy that's coming in by himself. So it's he needs to be a little bit cautious. He needs to be watching out for himself. Because yeah, he just doesn't have the same amount of resources everybody else does coming. Honta taking a beating from these crossbows. These crossbowmen going into the faces of those Etemor's troll hunters. It's a damn shame to lose these guys, but again, if I was Ponta, I'd take it. You know, it's like this is the sturdiest unit I've got, and if he wants, especially spread out like that, yeah, if this is how he wants to spend this sort of very valuable ammunition, you know, I'd rather he does that against my javelins, so that, you know, I could be a bit, my infantry are going to be healthy enough and coming in later. So. Okay, no, we do still have a lot. I was going to say, Winged Swordsman maybe been losing more troops than I thought, but no, he's still pretty healthy. He's got some of these Rhudaur marksmen out of ammunition coming forward. They've got a little bit more ammo than most sort of archers off their tiers, so quite surprising to see them finished up at this point, but I guess they have been just sort of blasting away. And in exchange for that, he's used up one of these full units of Joey's ammo. I think they were probably the guys that were on fire at will for a little while there, so I'm sure Joey's a little bit miffed about that, but they're ready to jump on in, and then this is it there. That's all they've really got to answer to that. Looks like Joey might even be preparing to do a little retreat. Once these positions fall, there's this kind... I mean, it's not really narrow. It's not really a defensive situation. I'm trying to look for like where could be a fallback point, but I don't really think there is. I think once one of those avenues opens up, yes, you can get some good work done with your cav, but the enemy's going to get their cav in too. They're going to get those Arthedain knights or Arthedain nobles in, which is going to be very messy. Now some more crossbow fire. So I think, unfortunately, when one of those positions falls, you kind of need to quite quickly start to make your way back. Dunland veterans realising that, yep, the Wards of Tir and Gorthad backed up by the Menheriath men-at-arms is just not a fight that's going to go in their favour, especially, you know, it is on flat ground. So those, because you're seeing the way that they're standing, they are standing nice and flat. So so they've been pulled back. Again, like Hartum, he doesn't need to be, for him to be doing his part right now, he doesn't actually need to be making kills. He doesn't really need to be attacking. He just needs to be making sure that Proxima is holding the bulk of his forces against him. And I feel he's doing his part if that's happening. These crossbows pulled around to this position. Now, you see, if you're over here, this would be lovely because you're coming from the right side of this line. Oh, what is that? How big was that force? Oh, I mean, that was still like over 70 when it broke. I know they're just Angmar Marauders, but it's these little victories for the defenders that it's like, great, cool, that's 70 guys, I'm not needing to fight, at least not right now. They should come back though. As long as they stay over 50, I'm pretty sure those boys running through everything, they should come back. Spearguard, half-orc Spearguard from Darthy, moving up to shore up that position that just fell, though, because those Angmar Halberds, oh, now see if those Angmar Halberds broke. That would be the ticket. That would be really, really worrying. Got arrow fire coming into the Gwathlo trackers. I mean, it's a shame. I wouldn't really be wanting to shoot them, but at the same time, if John can get them to just use up this Gwathlo ammunition, and if he can sort of trade 1 unit of marksman for 2 units of Gwathlo trackers in terms of ammo, in terms of skirmishing, I don't think I'd be too upset with that as John. But you know. Yeah, it sort of just would be what it be. Mercenary Cross, what are you going for, I'm wondering? Because I mean, it doesn't seem like it counts for much, but just that little bit of height advantage, that little bit of just, because, you know, where the unit is shooting from, it's just allowing them to sort of get some of these hits that other people wouldn't be able to. So that was a big break. That was about 80 of these Angmar Halberds just busted and broken and fighting to the death. And it looks like they're having a little freak out. They're stuck. So I'm sure Leech is this the same, is CM Leech the same Leech that we've been seeing for a little bit? I'm not certain. But yeah, either way, that's a damn shame to lose that unit of Halberds there. I'm sure John will be chuffed to bits with how that's gone down. And very grateful for that little bit of mercenary crossbow assistance. Now I would be so tempted to just come barreling on in now if I was these Rhudaur armies, because Joey's just not got much left in the tank already. That general's still alive, is he? Where is he? I didn't see the event with him dying. One Trollshaw Hex thrower. No, the Battle Carrier went down. Wait, no, I thought that was maybe the general for a second. I'm not seeing him. They're still enslavers in the fight though, so he's here somewhere. But at the same time, maybe I just didn't spot his, maybe I just, you know, missed his death signal. Let's just do a slow pan, just see if we can try and find him. He was over there on the left somewhere. But no, I'm not really spotting him. So being part of the enslavers, that general is going to have AP. He's going to be a pretty badass dude. So it's good to get him up there. But at the same time, he's, you know, Ponta's still got... Wait, Hartum, I wouldn't be sending... I mean, I know that Gwathlo trackers are something that boys don't really have over here. It's nice to send them over here. But I would be keeping all my resources with me. If nothing else, then just to make sure it's clear that, like, look at me, I'm a threat. You need to pay attention to me. But at the same time, You know, it could be the same situation as with Misty in that same desert fight. I'm getting a lot of like similarities here. It's quite good. In that desert siege fight, the you know, the way that Misty sent over with MSQ, was it MSQ? But yeah, he sent over his or Y2K, either one of the three-letter boys. He sent over his cave trolls where they were sort of needed more. Now this is a bit nasty. You're seeing that Proxima is feeling free to send over the likes of the sharpshooters, and probably some more support coming. The Royal Court is now heading over here. So yeah, Ponta will be a little bit miffed that, yeah, this support is coming, but it would be expected. There's only so much that that Hertum can do on this end to keep the attention focused on him. These poor Dunlanding veterans taking that arrow fire. Yeah, I mean, this... Yeah, I don't know. Like, you can make arguments to and for, you know, for and against this. The Dunlanding veterans do have a bit of armor on. They've got a little shield value, but this accurate, like, when you've got a unit like the Menheriath Archers, who are a proper mainline Western Kingdom man archer, they shouldn't be missing those shots. And this is coming from the right side. Now that was hitting their shields, but like here, this is a shot I would take. I would be taking that now, because I think you can get the right side of them, and they're engaged in melee up against these Menheriath Archers. They're engaged, so I would I'd be tempted for that. But Proxima has started to pull some units back. Looks like they know that over on the other side. Oh, and they know that here Angmar has brought forward the charge. This is what they've sort of been waiting for. The Hammer Guard there. These are the Witch Realm Hammer Guard, not the Witch Realm Enslavers for a second. I thought it was I was confused why the boys of Rhudaur were up here. Some routing Angmar Marauders. That's just been a bit of a theme over here. Dunlanding veterans are through. This is actually a bit of a surprise. I didn't think this would be where the attackers would get through first. John has had a... Oh my goodness me. That's quite a big break. 60 Marauders and 60 Spear Guard. Now they will return, but again they'll return a bit later. They'll return a bit more exhausted because they've got to run way back up that hill again. It's yeah. So I'm just getting them out of the fight for now is a good thing. So yeah, I think John could be very happy with how that's gone. He has definitely bled the enemy. We need those Royal Court over here, because now is when it's going to start getting a bit chaotic. I like this. John is not immediately wanting to fall back up there. He needs to buy time for his allies, because this is the closest position. So if all those Angmarim and Dunedain forces, Troll Slayers coming to slow them down too with that locked morale, if all of these forces come barreling forward, they could block this off. He needs to hold it until his allies manage to get back. So this is very noble of him. Very noble indeed. I think the likes of these boys, these Fornost Era Knights, they aren't going to be retreated back. There's no real point in that. They'll do their best. They'll fight to the end. They'll have some good damage up against those Rhudaur swordsmen, but they will go down. These mercenary crossbowmen out of ammunition. It says they're firing missiles still, but I'm pretty sure they're out. They've all got their little blades out, so they can be used for some cycle charging here when Proxima is able to sort of get his micro focused on that. Javelins are through to sort of deal with the last of Joey's troops on this end. Again, they will just be getting sacrificed and not really pulled back. But I think this is... I like this a lot. Unless the attackers have their cavalry running forward that I've not been spotting, this should be a good retreat, which is about all you can, like... I mean, over here, yeah, these archers probably not got very much ammunition at all left. The main line is sort of engaged, so they can't really pull them out, and they're getting some... Yeah, oh, their defeat is certain there. That'll change, surely. And over on that end too. Good, okay. So I don't think this unit is going to be pulled back. I think that they'll just sort of fight to the end. But to be honest, they'll leave Hertum really, really bloodied for that last assault. Royal Court, as I say, they're free and involved now. Those rangers ploughing through. Yep, mercenary crossbows flooding in. Looks like they went for a little charge, but it was just a bit muddled up. They went in for the Gwathlo trackers. Did knock down a few. But yeah, I think they were maybe trying to charge the Scourge Raiders, but there was just so much guff in the way. Catapult shot. So both the attackers and defenders, they've been pretty careful with their catapult. Not used too much ammunition. So John's still got some bites to give here. Oh dear, those crossbows have sort of, looks like they're maybe a little bit trapped. But wow, okay, this is a countercharge. This is a countercharge and a half, isn't it? As the Arthedain forces are, and along with some Cardolan encouragement, or at least mercenary encouragement, are unwilling to just let this go just yet. Wow, that's another nasty break. Scourge Raiders being pulled back. They're locked morale. They ain't going to break, but... And that's a big break over here too. If we could get it, if we could get those... Oh, wow. Okay. Royal Court looks like they're running out. I'm trying to say, like, if we could get something out there to just grab these guys. But it's too messy. Mercenary crossbows look like they're trying to do that, or they're just going for a slam into the Scourge Raiders, but I'd maybe save them. I would save them for doing something later on. When they're such a small unit size like that and they've got the morale of a mercenary, it's, yeah, better to maybe save them. But that's a big break. Well done, boys. I like that a lot. Big fan of how that's gone down. Quick little counter-attack. Again, it was already going to be quite a nice retreat, but that's just made it go from like an organised withdrawal to now just like a chilled out. Now, yeah, because his micro's focused elsewhere, these mercenary crossbows have been caught. Hopefully he spots them, but oh, okay, no, it's too late now. Frodrum Jab's coming in and busting them, blasting them there. So a bit of a shame. They could have done some good damage, but the micro Proxima was elsewhere at the time. And that is Winged Swordsman through here as well. So we are properly on the sort of central plateau. Can you say? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's okay geography terms. Plateau doesn't just mean the top. I think plateau just means a flatter section. Could be. Fornostera Knights engaging there with the Baneguard. I mean, it's quite a nice fight for the Knights. If they weren't just so badly outnumbered, I think they'd be okay there. But the Baneguard do have that AP. But as I say, the Fornostera Knights, they've also got that melee defensive skill. Quick little... Oh, no. I thought that was a backstab that was coming in with some of the charging forces. But no, the Troll Slayers are still happy to engage. Try and gut down and smack into a few more of these Angmarim. So that's 50... Okay, wait a second. That's interesting. Because, see, I'm feeling pretty good for the defenders right now, but the defenders are actually down percentage-wise. But either way, yeah, it's... So I like this a lot. He formed that John formed that defensive line, got ready to use it, but just didn't have to. So now he's pulling it all back, and they have this long, single, windy path up, which, you know, of course, usually a lot of people will always sort of... Not always. A lot of people will sort of go at defenders for falling back to positions like this. But I think when it comes to these sorts of circumstances, the defenders have earned that now. They fought tooth and nail for these outer areas. And they made the attackers bleed for it. And importantly, they've absorbed ammunition out there. Like there's been a lot of Rhudaur, well, just a lot of firepower from all sources has been going into them. So it's oh dear, those pikes. Oh no, I think this is probably going to be... I mean, they are the Royal Court, but they need to move. Good stuff, lads. Because those pikes are trying to... Oh no, they got them. I'm surprised they got... Oh no, a few more of them got done, and that was a break. Maybe they'll come back, but all it's going to take is somebody to like grab them. Yeah, you see Proxima's trying to get his archers in the way, just try and grab some of them, get them to their senses, because Proxima really needs those guys. They've got a little bit of a distance. I'm still betting that they come. Good lads, because Proxima really needed them. I'm glad I started saying that before they actually came back, you know. That's an interesting little engagement, yeah. Usually, because I very, very rarely take Menariath archers. And part of the reason I don't take Menariath archers is just because they don't have much in the way of melee stats. They've got that good armor, they've got that shield, good little charge here. Nice safe charge, not really any risk to it, just a quick little just delete. Save a few of those archers. And that's what it's going to be with Proxima here. and it's just going to slow the attackers. And again, I think this is probably one of the reasons for this long fight. I mean, there's still little holdouts from John. You know, these boys just are fighting in the streets of this little village, around some of either these loyal Rhudaur citizens, or maybe even like Rhudaur refugees that have fled into into like Western Arnor or Eastern Arnor. But yeah, no, pikemen broken there now. Marksmen standing their ground. I mean, I'd try and get these guys back. I don't think there's... John's probably just focusing on organising his troops, but and these guys look like they probably just routed and came back. But it'd be nice to get those guys out. Wavering because they've got a routing unit passing by them. But yeah, it'd be good. That's just it's a few more armoured up boys for later on in the game. So it looks like the only cavalry unit that the defenders have to play with right now are these Royal Court, which are... Okay, that's where we've got the boys there. That's where Winged Swordsman's forming up. I'm trying to hunt for the Royal Court, actually. Let's see. Oh, right. Looks like... What am I seeing here? They did get grabbed by the Arthedain nobles. I was going to say the Arthedain nobles really need to be up here by now. But yeah, so that's what happened. I'm surprised they actually inflicted 2 casualties on the nobles. It looks like they slammed those axe throwers, and then yeah, the nobles were right there on them after. Dearie me. So good they came back, inflicted 2 casualties on the Arthedain nobles. Arthedain nobles trying to sort of chase down the last of these routing forces, trying to harass the boys. You know, what is their plan for defending here? Proxima, what's going on here? Why are we getting caught? We've had heaps and heaps of time. Looks like we're defending. Okay. So we're not wanting to defend too low down, which makes sense, because if you're trying to defend here, then the enemy has all of this area to deploy archers to mess you up. If you're deploying up here, then they can't really do that. But it looks like, unfortunately, this unit of archers is going to get grabbed. Now, the fact that they got grabbed makes me think they must have not had much ammunition left. Surely Proxima wouldn't have left them to... Now, they're still holding out their bows. Are they on guard mode, maybe? Either way, this is a bit of a shame here for Proxima, losing that unit. But again, it's just something to just... They'll take a minute to get grinded down. And having that height advantage, they should be able to tire out those veterans. Okay, now they've pulled out their blades. So hopefully they just don't have much ammunition left. I'll be interested to see if they inflict much in the way of casualties, because as I say, the Mini-Hearth Archers is just something that I never really take because of that lack of melee ability. They're just stubborn and able to take a beating, but saying that, like, they're actually dropping some of these Dunlanding veterans. Now, I know Dunlanding veterans, they're not like the kings of anything, but that's quite impressive that they've been able to do that much damage. It's possible as well that they may even have like a little melee upgrade. If the boys have a bit of ammunition, you know, it's only 25 coins to just get that little melee upgrade on your unit, so I do that a lot. Let me just move my foot mat for 1 second. Dear me, I hope that the stuttering isn't too bad at the start of this fight. I will put a little message out. As I say, the problem is just right now, I'm trying to just record. Oh dear, that's a shame. That's unfortunate. But yeah, slam from Riders of Orthanc was just what was needed to get that little break and get those units out of there. Now something, yeah, these Snagga, we've not seen them use up that much ammunition. Another decent sized unit of Angmar Troll Hunters, don't quite know how much ammunition they've got. The Rangers, we've not seen them send out a single arrow, or maybe they have, but I've not spotted it. Okay, right, the attackers still have a lot more, or actually saying that, some of these Rangers had their swords out, so they must have been engaging routing units that went past them. That was what happened. So, yeah, I worry about that, because that's for me what it's going to come down to, is just how much ammunition the attackers still have to send out at the defenders. Ooh, that Blackwatch Legion as well. They could get in deep. Spears of Orthanc as well, they've not really been used. And that catapult. Okay. This could be very messy for the defenders. javelins coming into those Arthedain pikemen. So what? Defenders are down a lot. Those wardens need some spears, and well, they need some shields in front of them. We need something, either peacekeepers. I know it's such a shame to use the peacekeepers for that, but we've got to get something. We can't let wardens take javelin fire. Yeah, I mean it's got to be the peacekeepers. I know we don't want to do it, but that's the way it's got to be, because unless there already is something in front of them, but I don't believe so. Yeah, by the amount that the wardens are dropping. Yeah, so I think the attackers still have got quite a lot of ammunition. But so yeah, my problem right now is because I'm just trying to record so much content over really quite a short period of time. I don't really, if a recording doesn't really go to plan, I've still got to finish it off. Just because if I'm going to fulfill my plan of getting really just, I'm talking months worth of content stored up, then I really need to be producing a hell of a lot. Even to me, if I was John, I'd even get my Arthedain pikes there, taking the hits for these Wardens of Tirangorthad, because seeing them die to javelin fire just, it breaks my heart, breaks my poor Cardolan loving heart. It really does. Let me just take a quick gulp of tea. That is also why you may occasionally hear a little background track, a little piece of background music that is maybe not sort of perfectly themed for the situation, because I'm just not able to, as I say, I'm editing a lot faster than I normally do, so I'm not really spending as much time more carefully like curating songs to the battle or to the atmosphere. Maybe you'll get a moment where we're getting like a heroic last stand, and you've got something a bit too cheery going on in the background for it, or a good Gondor has just heroically had a victory over some Mordor forces, and we're getting some dark evil beats in the background. So it's going to be a bit odd for sure here and there, but that's just the way it's sort of got to be. Rangers, looks like John is willing to send the Rangers forward, maybe take a bit of a beating or mix in amongst the Wardens of Tirangorthad, which is good. These Wardens are so light in number now that we really need something over here to just make sure that they don't get pushed through, and that they're allowed to use that sort of great pike damage. Yeah, okay, something. Yeah, we'll probably try to get another shot or two along this slope. I say what I always recommend to people. This is how I watch content. I shove videos on at 2x speed, so I really would recommend that that's sort of how you. Well, I try it out. I know it sort of ends up nuking my watch time a bit, but I think it sort of makes these like slower moments, because this is gonna be this. You're seeing the frames. You're pretty sure what's gonna happen here now. This is gonna be a grind. It's gonna be a grind. There's gonna be a lot of ammunition that goes back and forth, and yeah, it's. Yeah, so be ready for that. Be ready for that. We're getting javelins actually coming into the catapult. I'm not a big. I don't actually know if oh no, that wasn't what they were going for. They were going for the pikes, but just some of them. Maybe it was a quick little accidental shot, but either way, you're seeing. Even still, those catapults are serving as a nice shield. I know that armor-piercing arrows can damage catapults, but. So I would assume javelins could, but I guess not. Now, right. I've said this before a lot. I don't mind this. I think this is an okay idea. I'm not a big fan, but I think it's an okay idea. But this is something I'm not a fan of, because this is, and this definitely as well. These are, yeah, sure, Cardolan. But most of the defenders today are Arthedain men. They have got some great morale. most of the attackers are, you know, Wildmen. Now I know Rhudaur, I praise Rhudaur's morale. I love Rhudaur's morale. That's one of my sort of favourite things about them, that I can mistreat them a bit. They're gonna stick around. But a lot of the attacking forces are, you know, especially how badly we've been punished. The attackers have been punished by you know, breaking already. This is going to affect us just as it's going to affect them. Like, these Dunland pikes are not going to enjoy that at all as they advance up. And that's them done. So I guess the attackers were using, or maybe they're just pulling the remaining crossbows back. Snag of skirms. Where's the, not the crossbows, where's the catapult team? Oh, maybe it got charged in. Maybe it's in there. Oh, I'm looking for some little goblins. Little baby goblin boys. That's not a snag of skirmisher. There he is. Okay, so the catapult team is actually in there. That's a really nice sight for the defenders. Seeing that get brought down. Okay, cool. Right, this is getting into a proper melee clash a lot earlier than I thought. I know that we're going to be probably throwing ammunition at the defenders throughout. That's a lot of Dunman pikes. But still, that miasma is still there. I don't know if that's close enough to affect. That's a break. That's another break. Now, I don't know if that's rotten meat related, or if that's just a break. I need to actually check the blooming morale of those half-orcs. I always assumed that half-orcs were pretty stubborn dudes. But we've had a lot of breaks from half-orcs today. And that's another half-orc break. More half-orc spear guards bolting off the lines. Maybe they are not as dedicated to the cause. I mean, this is not really this isn't their fight, you could argue. Of course, you know, I'm assuming this battle is more based during the fall of Arnor, far before the rise of Isengard as an evil force. But I'm sure these sort of little mixed half-orcs happen now and again in very unfortunate scenarios. But yeah, so we've got some of them probably just not as dedicated to the cause as the other Wildmen. Rhudaur swordsmen arriving now. I say this a lot, like I don't tend to take Rhudaur axemen. A lot of the time I'll only ever really take Rhudaur axemen if I'm going up against dwarves. Because I just think the attack value of the Rhudaur swordsman is so high that you don't really need that AP. Like, I'd rather just have that shield. And the extra sort of benefits that come from having a sword instead of a two-handed axe. So I'd be like, yep, no, let's just stick with more Rhudaur swordsmen. Oh, Minhirath breaking there. That was a sharpshooter. 25 sharpshooters, dearie me. That's a shame, seeing that break. And then, so if they're breaking at 25, there's another 35. There's a 37 sharpshooter unit, which is probably gone soon too. Now the sad thing is, well, they're macemen. They're good for the AP, so it would have been lovely to have saved a unit off them. But just for the likes of the spears and so on. But nah, maybe I think. But we don't have that much in the way of just men at arms. I would get peacekeepers coming forward. To be honest with you, this is just because of the way I am. I would probably use an elite by now. Not all, but you've got quite a few. Dismounted Knights. You've got 2 units of Dismounted Knights of Numinous. One from John, one from Joey. Both got the generals in them. I see. Okay. This out of ammunition ward in the north, I'd probably send that in, to be honest, mate. Just to give. I just feel a handful of elite units mixed in amongst this line just really could help work wonders. We need a pike. What's the plan here? Looks like they're gonna let this position fall and move back and reform another line. That seems to be the plan. These wardens are ready to go, and that catapult is ready. I think they're maybe gonna wait for that line to sort of vanish and then probably unload with catapult fire and see what they can do, or wait for it to get very, very low. Javelins coming forward into the peacekeepers. I mean, yeah, there's nobody else to take that hit. It's such a shame to lose a unit of peacekeepers like this, but even a model of peacekeepers to a snag a javelin. But they're the only shielded units we got. So Troll Slayers, okay, I mean the Troll Slayers are there. They are 2 hit point, they are bodyguard type guys, so I didn't really spot that they were mixed in amongst it all. But I say I like to use my elites quite early. Sometimes, of course, it doesn't really work out for me, but generally that's the way I like to sort of come in with an attack and a defense. Dunman Hunters, sending out all of their little arrows there. Quite low damage, of course, and very sort of inaccurate, but when you're firing at this super close range, you know, you're not really as worried about the low accuracy. It's not as much of a concern when you're just like, yeah, just a couple, yeah, about 100 meters off or something like that maybe. We're at half of our men for Winged Swordsman. Bit dicey, but I'm sure he's not too worried. Yeah, alright, he's happy for now. Arthedain Troll Slayers, yeah, they will not be enjoying a fight against a lot of Rhudaur Swordsmen and the pikes like that. But, Catapult, are we getting in there now? Because I'd probably, I mean, I'd be very tempted to go for a quick splash now. I don't know how much ammo you got left, Proxima, but there's very little, there shouldn't be any risk of friendly fire at this point. So I'd maybe go for it. Still Javies. Looks like another push is coming in, or at least, oh, the Spears of Orthanc, we were worried about them. But with those Spears of Orthanc, now it's very much a worthwhile shot. Okay, he's firing now. I think I mean, he targeted these guys in the beginning, so obviously he knows that they're a threat. So I think he's probably going to go for this blob. They've got a pretty sheltered little position. Ouch. Right, so he's got non-fire there. Now, why is he doing that? So it doesn't actually make you more accurate to not use fire. I always thought that it just helped you fire faster, but maybe, I know that's the way it is for arrows. Maybe it's different for artillery. Maybe non-fire ammunition on artillery is more accurate. Because I do see people do that a lot. But had that been a fire shot, we were, like, because one of those hits was really good. I don't think I'm wrong to say that would have been about 10 Spears of Orthanc dead. And yet Hurtum is getting those boys out of there. What was that? They are getting rinsed by Rangers. Yep, Dunland Rangers there from Proxima. So he's using fire. I think that was just an accident. I think he was sort of just switching between things and he forgot that they were not on fire. So that was a good little bit of a rinse from the Rangers. Oh, no, thought they were going to go for another one, but no, they just wanted to cleanse some numbers there. Some Bane Guard running up from Hurtum now. Arthedain Rangers from the attackers, but they're going to struggle to get a hit. Maybe they'll be able to find one later on. Arthedain Pikes are going to be tough to deal with later. Not many of them though. Blackwatch Legion, yeah, I'm excited to see when they make their push. Okay. No, they're just doing a shuffle as the half-orcs move past them. But I thought they were about to start moving forward. Because when they come up, that's the push. That's the break. Because it's going to be tough to keep that in place. Still got a lot of these Witcher-on pikes, and they're very healthy. Scourge Raiders, some healthy Dunlanding veterans waiting in the back, and 2 units of Black Wolves. Darthy wants to keep them very healthy. All 2 hit points, but so fragile to range fire. But AP and just messy dudes, and with a bit of defensive skill as well to put Arthedain Berserkers. So I know why the defenders are saving their elite units, because they are worried about all of the enemy elites. The enemy haven't really been using their elites, so when the enemy don't use their elites and you're looking at it like, oh damn, you know, I don't want to have to try and just face them at the end of this with just my standard units because I've used all my elites already. I understand it, but it's I think when you've got quite a lot of elites, it's nice just to mix one in now and again, because it just, if the enemy doesn't have anything great to counter it, then they can really struggle to and they'll just suffer a hell of a lot of damage. Those Rangers taking a hell of a beating, but that's something that I don't think Joey's going to be too upset about, because they've got some good morale. They should stick around even to very, you know, we see there was a battle I did quite recently where there was a unit of 3 Dunland Rangers. All the rest had been shot down and they were still pretty comfortable to hang around and use the ammunition. So, and they can be pretty liberal now with where they use it because they've just got so much of it for the 20 guys. So blitzing down through those units is not too bad. Another catapult shot. Unfortunate miss. That was a bit better. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Unfortunately, it sucks when you get that where 2 of the catapult splashes go right on the same spot. That sort of happened there. I think we had 1 land here and 1 land here. Oh, okay, that was a bit unfortunate. What about this one? More Gwathlo trackers down. I'm interested. What is he going for here? Is he just trying to? Because I'd save it. I wouldn't go for this. I'd be trying to go for those higher tier units. I'm not saying elites, but something that's really got the ability to sort of push through this line. Now this is a bit of a, it's not so great because we got the peacekeepers are actually engaging ahead of the pipeline. Because I mean this is just the issue when you've got a unit like the peacekeepers, because they are more than happy to just grind forward through something like half orcs, and it's great. Like they'll get some good kills. They'll be happy enough with those fights, but the pikes are just sitting there not actually taking part in the engagement, or not really. You're seeing the occasional little thrust, but it's not a proper joining in situation. Dunman hunters, that's just a lot of numbers. Just 61 guys coming forward just to take hits. Over there, Bane guards are standing by. These more troll hunters waiting their turn to find that good shot. Rangers are forward now. 13. I'll be interested to see if those Arthedain Rangers go for the Arthedain Rangers. What are they going for? Over. Yeah, okay, that's something that Proxima did not, he was not sort of prepped for. Is he going to spot that this is happening? He's not spotted it yet. Although these guys, they're shielded, they're well armoured, they're going to be able to resist a lot of that. You're seeing just how many of them are getting hit, and that is messy. Yeah, I mean, of course, they're still going to be able to use up their ammunition, but I talked about this so much before, they're such an important maceman, they're such an important AP dude for after this fight, so Proxima needs to do something there, either stretching them out or spreading them, but right now I guess his focus is on the front line, his focus is on, and then after that, like, they'll just move the Arthedain Rangers forward a little bit more and get them. I really, I wasn't too sure about taking the Rangers at the start. Oh, and they're headed now, very nice winged swordsman. But I think, oh yeah, cool, this is a winged swordsman, so we'll be able to see his kills, and we'll actually also be able to see the other Rhudaur players' kills too. You're able to see all of your own factions' kills, which is nice. That's why it's good when you've got like a 4v4 where everybody's the same faction, so you get the whole one side of the kill counts. What we got? Yeah, peacekeepers. They've had a good time on this front line. They have had a really good time. They've gutted a hell of a lot, but that is then just about finished now. How would you have sort of sorted that? If they were on guard mode, would they have stayed? You know, if I had them lined up here and they were on guard mode, they would have stayed in amongst the pikes, I believe, right? They wouldn't have just, because what they've just happened there, they've engaged and they're just grinding. Just doing a little lawnmower, you know, hack and slash way forward through those orcs, half orcs and wild men. And but now that's going to just leave the pikes there, which this is going to be a very tough line to get through, but there's no more shields there now, so you'd be kind of tempted to like back out and let something unload on them. Maybe even because there's a bit of a gap there now, can these axe throwers get a bit of a lob over the line? You'd take the risk of friendly fire. Those rangers actually managed to use up their ammunition, goodness me. What do we end up with? The sharpshooters there kind of blitzed down, but you're seeing a few of them are bloodied as well. So when they do actually end up getting used in melee, or if they end up taking some more ranged fire, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna die quick. Dismounted Fornaster Knights, a decent sized unit of them. Still a good unit of Numinous Gateguard. There is a fresh unit of Peacekeepers there too from John. And then after that, it's just 2 units of captains. It's a lot of elites. It's oh, fantastic. Okay. Can you get a shot from here? Goodness me, that is a distance, isn't it? That would give me vertigo. That's I'm not too bad with heights. I've got this thing where it's quite funny when I used to sail across the Indian Ocean. There are parts of the Indian Ocean that are, you know, of course, very, very deep. You know, we're talking 3.5, 4 kilometers down. So you know, when I know that the ship is passing over that point, I'll go out to the bridge wing and just lean over the side of the ship and just look and just think, there's 4 kilometers down until the seabed there, and you can give yourself vertigo with it. You know, it's messy, especially because you're 50 meters up above the sea level at the time as well. So, well, no, 40, usually about 40 meters above the sea line on the ships I was on. Blooming weird. So hacking and jabbing away. Well, not 40, sorry, about yeah, probably more in the region of 30 or so, but still high. We got some jibby jabs from the pikes there into this Wildman line. Yeah, definitely the Rhudaur boys will definitely struggle with that. But now that there isn't that Peacekeeper defensive formation, looks like Leech is more than happy to use his Witch Realm pikes. And they're even giving the Numinous Gateguard a good run for their money. We need something to solidify this line a little. Looks like, yeah, that last unit of Peacekeepers is coming forward from John. I'd have them running, just because right now, walking like this, they're in a prime spot to be shot at, and we need them there right now. Especially with that's some unit wavering, is it? Or are they just... No, they're just tired. Oh, no, they're shaking. Oh, no, those are Peacekeepers, so I thought that was a Numinous Gateguard that was shaking. Danger close. Effective, though. Very effective. But that was absolutely danger close, and it took a minute to set in. I thought they were going to be okay, but that was what the defenders were needing, that. Because that was getting very, very messy for them. So it's left just the Witch Realm pikes. Witch Realm pikes who were having a really good time before. They were really enjoying that engagement. But now, no longer. Spear Guard coming forward. 8 more Troll Hunters. Unleashing their jabs still. I'm wondering, because there isn't really this mess in front of them, it's... Okay, no, but there's still enough. I was going to say that some of these jabs could maybe go into the defending pipeline, but no, still not. And there's a lot of javelins, and these are blooming Troll Slayer javelins coming at the attacking forces. But it's going into the more Troll Hunters and the like. I don't know, I'd be saving that for elite units. I really just feel that we need those, but he wants to use the Troll Slayers in melee. He needs... Yeah, I get it. Either way, Witch Realm pikes now not really enjoying that engagement. Peacekeepers are there, 15 of them. Okay, no, that's still some surviving Peacekeepers. The guy, he went down, he had just pushed a bit deep in there. The Numinous Gateguard still saying defeat is certain. I guess that's just due to the ranged fire that they're receiving, but I'd really expect them to sort themselves out. Right, they're bolting over. This guy... Oh, cool, yep, no, Troll Slayers flooding on up now, as with the Peacekeepers. Glathel Trackers, just out of ammunition, good thing for the attackers, defenders of course. Spears of Orthanc, arriving now, pretty out in the open, not really any risk of friendly fire. Is that going to be a target for Proxima? Or the Sharpshooters? Because if Sharpshooters are opening up on something, and we're seeing, oh wow, Joey, okay, jeepers, what, okay, attackers really letting this situation sort of get away from them for a minute, as those Troll Slayers have merged in with the Spears of Orthanc. Now, as much as I love the Spears of Orthanc, they are, this is going to be a tough scrap for them, as we got that AP from the Troll Slayers. And again, this is just something that the defenders have shown a few times now, especially Joey. They've shown this ability to just be like, no, we're not sitting idly by, we're in your face. And again, that's something I keep harping on about this, but that's something that really messes up me as an attacker. If you start making these moves to throw me off my game and make me think that I'm not in control, then yeah, you start to fluster me. So this is it's something that sort of Joey seems to be doing really, really well, and I like that a lot. I think it's a bit of a shame, like these Troll Slayers, they're probably not going to get their full money's worth. But I mean, well, if they don't get shot at, which yeah, these Snag of Skirms seem to be coming in to do just that. But if they were able to just sit there and grind away against these veterans, what is that? Is this a Berserker's good? Okay, I like that. Some finally getting some of the attackers' elites coming forward, and up against, they'll actually quite enjoy that fight up against the Dunland Troll Slayers, just because well, I mean, they don't really have to rely much on armor. They were a little bits of it, but being Arthedain, being a bit more of this this noble born, but they are, oh no, they're coming in to use their little throwing axes. They don't have many of them, but they are quite a damaging axe, so you do definitely want that. Oh nope, just coming in a melee, which again, that's fair enough. Oh, maybe they want to use their axes against the Troll Slayers. Could be. Peacekeepers from John, and again, defenders just not really fussed about like forming a line and waiting for the attackers to come at them, which I think is fair. You know, take your momentum, and those Berserkers are not wanting that fight now. They're getting out of there, which is interesting. I would have maybe stuck in. Troll Slayers just grinding away, but again, I mean, they're not enjoying that fight. It doesn't look like. Maybe that's not really too effective for them up against those Dunlanding veterans. Sharpshooters coming in now. Again, that AP busting through what little armor the veterans have, and being pretty damn armored themselves, which is good. This guy sort of standing up on the slope there, either trying to get a quick vantage point to jump down, or just sort of wanting to give some advice to the boys from a higher position. Dismounted Fornostera Knights coming around too. What do we got further down here? More Guathol trackers arriving now. Hey, I said it would be a grind. I warned you. Fraudrum Javs. Okay. I mean, the attackers are going through their resources. These Arthedain Rangers, it's kind of interesting how far he pulled the Arthedain Rangers back. I wouldn't have gotten them all the way down there, because they're just going to be quite tired when they get back up now. Winged Swordsman, he's emptied out this situation. He's got his Riders, well, not his, but Darthy's got his Riders of Orthanc all the way over here. I'd get them a little bit closer, but there's no real reason to. Who are these guys? Pontamans, he's got this unit, but I don't think Pontaman has too much left. I think he's got these Trolls for Axe Throwers. He's been taking some good hits for the boys. And Winged Swordsman's ready there. But that's all that the attackers really have. Unless there's probably some hidden units dotted around for the likes of Dunland and Rhudaur, of course, the other Rhudaur player. But and this is something that's a bit tough when you're a defender and you're being attacked by Rhudaur, because you don't really know how much they've got left. You might look over and be like, great, cool, we're doing pretty well. They've only got a few units left, but in reality, yeah, like half of it's still hidden. Pike's getting pulled back. This is something I'm quite surprised about with the attackers. You know, like, I mean, it's a good thing, you know, that they're able to sort of, you know, they're able to see, okay, I'm no longer getting my worth out of this unit on the front line, let's pull it back. You know, usually for me, like, when something gets to the front line, I keep it there. You know, I'm quite bad for just leaving something in the front line, even when, you know, I really should get it back. Thieves of Tharbad emerging now. Fraudrum Javs taking fire. They're taking Warren in the North fire. I'm sure those Wardens would again prefer to be going for an elite unit later on. But Fraudrum Javs are nasty in melee. That's some good stuff. It was one good splash. A few of them caught there, and I didn't see where that other hit landed. But that's a few burned up Berserkers again. 2 hit point units. Maybe not the absolute best of the best when it comes to elite bodyguards, but pretty damn solid. And if there's no elite units to really go against them, to be honest, they'll struggle against the assassins a bit. But they'll do okay. Baneguard from Hartum arriving now. See if we can get some final glory for the half orcs, if they can try to get some redemption after all the routing that has been occurring by them. More half-orc Baneguard arriving now too. Or is that the same unit? No, that is the same unit, just a few of them flagging behind. Bandits coming forward. And that was a good, again, 2 good smashes. To be honest, like, well, what do I view as a good smash? Like, for me, if we're killing like at least 10 to 15 attackers per hit, and we're not getting friendly fire, that to me is good. Because one nasty friendly fire hit, and I mean it's not over, but it's going to get very, very nasty for the defenders. So catapult is still going. Announcer very much likes the chances of the attackers, you know, but with for me right now it depends how much ammunition this catapult has left. I love the Cardolan catapult teams. Just that green, that like dark green cape, looks so cool to me. So that's some more great damage there with that catapult. Because it hit the Rhudaur lines generally, those boys are going to do okay. They're going to stay in the fight, but still, losing so many of them like that is very messy. How are those Berserkers? You know, you're seeing the Berserkers are going to die quite quick, 25, especially when they're slamming themselves up against that Innuminous Gateguard line. Looks like Pontaman was actually thinking about getting them out of there. I wouldn't, well again, you know, this is, I've said this before, I'm not really the type to get my boys out unless there's something absolutely devastating for them. Hartim's got his crossbows set up now, but they're taking crossbow fire. Oh, yeah, Minotaur Roman Gatekeeper fire is coming at them. Real battle of the King Crossbowmen. Of course, the Spears of Orthanc are 2 hit points up against the 1 hit point of the Gatekeepers, but still, you know, the Gatekeepers are just about as good as you can get with a 1 hit point crossbow. I like all the crossbow fire that's flying right across our face there. It's a bit daunting as well. I kind of like that shot. Got the clearly high up, got the mist around you. Moving forward now, the Spears of Orthanc once again. Guathlo Trackers. Gadoof. I mean, Guathlo Tracker fire is going to sort of bounce off the Gatekeepers a bit like rain. But, I mean, yeah, they don't have the armor upgrade. I will almost always give the Gatekeepers an armor upgrade. I'm a big fan of armor upgrades. Yeah, like, really big fan. Just about, usually if a unit, like my captains will have armor upgrades, my Gatekeepers will have armor upgrades. Yeah, usually if I can give something an armor upgrade, I will. Depends on the set, but 9 times out of 10, you can probably assume it's coming. I really value it. These poor Wardens of the North taking a little bit of ranged fire. Luckily, hopefully it wasn't much crossbow fire, but they're in melee now, and they should be, if there's any surviving Berserkers now, they'll be the death of them. War Wardens, that's 2 units of Wardens of the North coming flying down, and because of the way that Joey's been playing, yeah, he's not gonna be standing by and just forming a line. He's getting stuck in, which is a good thing, because the problem is the attackers just still have throwing weapons. They've still got like crossbow fire. I was gonna say catapult fire, but crossbow fire. So we need to be barreling through into these range units, which is what's happening there. Good little decapitation there of that Troll Shawman. A little counter charge around. So this is a very chaotic brawl on this hillside. Still a little hold out there. You can see from the mini-map generally what this push is doing. It's always nice to have that. Darthy just trying to edge his boys back. Keep edging them back. Keep getting them to a position where they can maybe fire. But, so Joey's just got to keep on them. Stop them from doing that. But that volley, ooh. Ouch, dearie me. That was a good throw. That was a really good throw from Darthy. As these Troll Shaws Troll Slayers, not Troll Shaws. Now that was my ally. So that was Ponta's general. And we saw how early Ponta actually had his general involved. And he has finally died now. So that guy has been in the thick of it from blooming start. So that's a good show from him. Finally, pretty damn honourable death for that Northman. I don't think he can be upset. I don't think his ancestry can be upset with his performance there. Wardens of the North there. And up against the Scourge Raiders, once that organises, they should have a good time. Goodness sake, it's just, yeah, it's quite tough for the attackers to really find a shot, or find maybe a shot that they want, as these Wardens are still just pushing them down. By Joey. I'm trying to think, like, what more. I mean, so many Spears of Orthanc, goodness me. Blackguard, Blackwatch Legion looked like they were sort of prepping for a push, but maybe, you know, like what is there to push through? There isn't really a front line right now. It's just kind of a messy defense of elite units. Arthedain pikes now from winged swordsmen arriving. That's a beefy unit of winged swordsmen. Berserkers. Thieves again. I think the thieves will quite enjoy that fight. They'll lose because, you know, it's a 2 hit point unit, but I think that's quite a nice unit to have up against the berserkers. Axe throwers coming around, and just there's not much in the way of range power. Poor troll slayers down to 13 boys. They were just taking so many axes. That's such a shame. Thieves of Tharbad arriving now, 66 of them. I don't know if they've used their little throwing daggers. Probably. I know we were pretty liberal with our throwing daggers early on. Venus. Cool. So rest. I mean, yes, some more elites still. Still a lot of the captains, gatekeepers. You know, if we're thinking that the blooming wardens are doing some good jobs out there, those captains could be ripping people up even more. Warden's taking a little bit of fire there. I think if the defenders can turn this is one of these weird situations where chaos 9 times out of 10 I find is benefiting the attacker. This I feel is one of these situations where if the defenders can make this just a messy man-on-man battle, like, I think this will work better for them. If the defenders can just stop the attackers from using what's left of their ammunition and just kind of rely on the skill of their elite infantry to just win the day, this they've still got a pretty decent chance. But if they are not able to do that, if the attackers are able to sort of pick away at them and use up all of the remaining throwing weapons and crossbow fire, it's going to be too much. Got a little assassin versus assassin combat there with the Scourge Raiders up against the Thieves of Tharbad. A few of the Arthedain nobles coming in to ruin the show, but it's a good clash all the same. Oh dear, Horns of the North dragging the noble Arthedain off their horses, slaying them with, well, I'm sure, great vengeance, great retribution for what they've done here. AP smashes from those heavy maces, but goodness me, those wardens absolutely mopping the floor with those nobles. Riders of Orthanc pushing through. Oh jeepers, I didn't even see these Trollshire axe throwers. They're right in there deep. Getting some, I don't even know where they've put their axes. This catapult's gone down, so maybe they actually brought that down with their axe throwing. Still 2 catapults left, so it looks like Proxima Centuria is realizing that things are a little bit wild now. So I mean, if he's got any more shots left, he needs to start using them now. The Dismounted Knights of Innuminous from Joey coming forward. Darthy's trying to stop that catapult, which this will interfere with it. Okay. Okay, no, he's happy to just push further in. Do they have they have got crossbows? Oh dear. That's quite nice, Darthy. Yeah, okay. And I think if he's careful, he'll be able to slip past. The pathfinding on these sorts of slopes can be a bit tricky. They're engaged. If he kills a few of them, they should break. Because this is a scary sitch to be in. Sure, I'm surprised they didn't break already. And there they go, okay. Good, that's a nice win. But that catapult really needs to go for it now. Proxima, if you've got any shots left, it's gotta happen right now. Oh dear. And something, I think these knights are maybe gonna be thrown on in there. Oh, that's such a shame to see all these dead Innuminous Gate Guard just fall into ranged fire. Scourge Raiders there, prepping to use their ammunition against what's left of these Wardens of the North. Berserkers there still. This is quite a little honourable duel. Complemented by javelin fire and axe fire, of course, from both sides. But still some honourable nature to it. Scourge Raiders there engaging. Guathlo Trackers coming in. So attackers don't have too much left in the tank, and it really is, as I say, just down to their ranged power, as that's another decent sized unit of Spears of Orthanc. There's another Spears of Orthanc unit here. I mean, yeah, I know they've got some crazy elites still just to come flying on in, but the defenders still have quite a lot of elites. What's happening with that catapult? Is it dead? What did that then? Was it the Spears of Orthanc crossbow? Could have been. Deary me, if that had any ammunition left, I'm sure Proxima is devastated. Would be devastated if that was the case, but at the same time, those catapults absorbed quite a lot of damage that could have gone into anything really. Rhudaur marksmen making a push up, trying to make sure that the defenders can't organise. The brave catapult crew telling the dismounted Knights of Innuminus to fall back. The dismounted Knights of Innuminus that had been protecting them for so long as they were trying to get off their last few shots, they're now just like, no, we'll hold the line while you go and find yourself a good position. Brave little catapult boys. 19 of them. I mean, if they don't break, they've got the high ground there. This is good because this unit isn't... Oh, it's already very tired. You're seeing how quickly something tires out on this slope. No, okay, they thought about it, but no, they bought enough time. This guy's going to hold the line. Don't worry. He's got it. This one Trosha axe thrower there. Oh no, he's okay. Well done, lad. Very well done. I think we did lose. We lost 2 of the catapult crewmen there, though. But that was good. Bought a little bit of time. Tired out the archers a little bit. And yeah, this one Trosha axe thrower, he'll definitely have ammunition. He'll just be a little guy from Darthy, just to be a little bit of a nuisance for a while with those throwing axes, because he shouldn't miss at this range. You know, he won't really miss any shots. He's wavering though. I mean, it's understandable, mate. You're the last guy there. That's pretty wild line. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll use that one. It's a bit of a spoiler. But it's good to have. Oh dear. Oh no. The problem is here, the defenders. Fuck. Like, what do the defenders need to do here? Do they? I mean, they've got to. They either fall back over here, but then. The thing is, the issue is this is 3 players, so anything they do, they've all got to coordinate. So what I'm imagining is you either sort of fall back to here, let the enemy come up, and then sort of engage them on the flat, or you try and charge down right now. You've got the high ground. You'll rinse them in individual melee, but because of that slope, seeing that'll be a bit tricky for them. How is? Oh, damn, that's they're still hitting their marks. Yeah, they're getting some okay hits. Some of those axes just going straight up, all the way over. Oh, some of them are landing there. I'm sure if some are landing right there, one was right there, I'm sure that something's gone. I'm sure if you just like scanned all the way along here, you would find an axe. I'm not going to do that. Well, it would have disappeared by now, but yeah. That is that. There's nothing more down here. Nothing on this area, so this is all the attackers have left. So, let's see, so much of it's just ranged power. Fraudrum jabs, again, that's more javelin fire coming forward. Oh no, they're just standing right in front of you. You've got to do something, defenders. You can't outlast this. I really do not see... Yeah, that's Fraudrum jabs. They're just going to keep trading places. I think, as unpleasant as it is, I think I would just go for... I would just grab everything we've got and do a downhill charge here. Berserkers there from Winged Swordsmen, demanding, begging that they do come charging down. Yeah, I mean, I know that we're so heavily armoured and we got those shields, so those axes aren't really a threat. But the crossbows will be, the Fraudrum javelins will be. Captains, okay, yeah, Proxima, oh no. Proxima's just coming forward. I thought he was going to do a charge. Mentor Roman gatekeepers still waiting with their ammunition. Yeah, I mean, at this point, the gatekeepers, enslavers. Oh, they've got a good shot from here. Nice, okay, yeah, I mean, dude, if we get some shots right into those enslavers, then that would be juicy, and that's what we're going for. And the jabs are going for them now. 48, Forcon. Yeah, it was it Scourge Readers or Enslavers we went for? Enslavers took it, but I have a weird feeling that it was the Scourge Readers we actually shot at there. I think it is Scourge Readers, just seeing how they're moving. But I would really, yeah, it's Scourge Readers. I'd really be going for the Enslavers, mate. I think the Scourge Readers, well, the Scourge Readers are now just done, but... So what they would love is if they managed to tempt the attackers into just shooting the gatekeepers, because they'll be able to shrug that damage off, and they're just not what the boys really need in melee now. Good, enslavers are taking the fire now. And we've not seen those gatekeepers send out too much ammunition. So if if they've got a full unit's worth of ammo, then I mean we might be in for something. Because a little bit of friendly fire, but generally they're not going to be missing very much. Not when the enemy is sort of this jumbled up. Unfortunately, it's the left side. Damn. Yeah, but if you've got units like the Enslavers, you know, I'd try and go for the Enslavers. I'd try and go for units that either have no or very little shield value, and just get that minced. Because right now it says defeat is certain. Somebody thought defeat was certain, but yeah, okay, no, he sorted that out. Arthedain nobles coming forward there. This little banner carrier is going to be AP with that axe. He comes in with the last of the nobles. Pierces right through the line, quite a badass dude, but no, they fall there. Tharbad Warhammers and Hearthguard with their spears out. I was wondering if they still had bows. It wouldn't have been a massive difference, but just no. Oh shoot. Okay, those gatekeepers are done, but still they're halberds now. They can form a decent line. They can't phalanx, but they've got that halberd style, so a bit of range to them. And AP in melee too, which is nice in this late stage. Attackers still with some ammo, but the problem... Oh, okay. Blackwatch Legion are going to pierce through, but we've got stuff in reserve still. And as I say, like, chaotic... Yeah, okay, we need to answer this, like, ASAP. Something. Grab them. Don't let them just... Oh, dear me. Yeah. That was messy. That was really messy, and yeah, the boys are responding to that. They're coming in. Hearthguard, we need to... Oh my gosh. That is a push and a half, isn't it? The Blackwatch Legion are suffering for it. You're seeing them getting absolutely smashed to pieces, but they are battering the hell out of this line. That was quite impressive. But as I said before, you know, what has kind of happened here then is this kind of messy melee engagement, which is maybe going to be what the defenders want. Blackwatch trying to pull back, but they're pulling back with 70 guys now. Well, by the time they're trying to push through this end. I like that, but I don't know if they've got the numbers to really get that done. Oh, maybe they will. So that'll be the Blackguard basically demolished, but they'll have the whole left flank like open. Very well done, Leech. I like that a lot. Blackwold's coming forward now. Dear me. Okay. Captains. Dismounted Knights of Illuminus there with the general among them. If that general can try to secure 1v1 fights, that is our man Winged Swordsman going down to a Tharbad Warhammer. But that is fair enough. It's quite an honourable opponent to get your head cracked open by. Those gatekeepers, hey, look, the gatekeepers arguably held the line. They didn't let the Blackwatch Legion push through there, but the Blackwolds are now flooding on in, and yeah, maybe this is not so great for the defenders as the attackers are really all over them now. It's still going to be bloody, but I think that charge is just kind of... Unless the defenders are able to sort of reform some semblance of battle lines where these elite units are able to fight, you know, one-on-ones or, you know, at least sort of, you know, one-on-twos, then... Oh, ouch, that looks like a nasty smack to the back. Looks like they're wanting to come all the way around and backstab the Hearthguard, and they'll be able to do that. It's nice to see these little sort of tactical moves. General of Arthedain falling to the Witron Blackguard, and it's still moving around. Good little hacks from the Blackwolds. Bang. And no. Dunland captains still, like, you're still seeing some decent numbers from a few of these defending units, but they're just so disconnected now. That it's unclear really how they're going to be able to sort this out. Quick little charge there. Unfortunately, those Dunlanding veterans... So if I was Darthy, I maybe would have kept the Dunlanding veterans back just a little, just to make sure I didn't interfere with the charge off the Blackwolds. It's not a big deal, like, and I don't really think it's going to change the game in any way, but But just making sure that those Black Wolves get their charge off is quite important, because they do have quite a nasty charge. Could have sort of ripped right into the back of one of those Hearthguard with it. Now, you're seeing how messy this all is. We've still got, yeah, well over 5,000 frames to get through. So it's just kind of going to show how sturdy these Arnorian elites really are as they gut through the attacking forces. And saying that, like, the attacking lines are getting a little bit fragile. They're getting really quite fragile. What do we have hiding? We must have Spears of Orthanc, lots of routing forces. These guys will be back. Don't know about these guys, but these guys will be back. But again, they'll miss out on a fair bit of the fight. These, I think, are these... Oh, there's 11 Gwathlo trackers hiding amongst the corpses. To be honest, boys, yeah, I don't blame you. Just stay down. Just wait this one out, okay, mate? Spears of Orthanc with their crossbows out, but right now this is just... You can't get a shot on anybody right now. Captain's not enjoying that engagement. Somebody down to 50%, but I'm pretty sure the announcer is incorrect there. Unless the Cardolan forces, you know, got half a dozen hiding bandits and Gwathlo trackers that we didn't spot that'll just pop up out of nowhere. I think that's maybe a wrong announcer. 33 gatekeepers still. Blackguard are there. Spears of Orthanc powering on through. Looks like the Spears of Orthanc are going to try and get themselves into a firing position. Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to run over here and shoot the gatekeepers, which there's nothing to really stop them now. They're having to run through, or maybe they're just getting a melee. No, they're pushing through from Darthy. Over here, surrounded Tharbad Warhammers and Hearthguard of Amon Sul doing their best, grinding through this line pretty quickly though. The defensive skill of those spears, Tharbad Warhammers unfortunately kind of doing a bit of overkill on those Black Wolves when they do manage to get through that defensive skill. Pikes getting whittled down. And yeah, Marksman getting absolutely ripped up. Still this one Trollshaw Axe Thrower going at it. Wow, wait a second. No way. Those Dunman Hunters came back before the Trollshaw Axe Throwers did. That's very impressive. But they're coming forward. They probably aren't going to last too long in melee once they do arrive, but it's, you know, even if a few of them die, that's a few hits that could have gone on to a more powerful unit. Hearthguard enjoying that engagement now. Very impressive. But yeah, now with these crossbow shots coming into the gatekeepers, at least it's coming into their left side. Looks like Proximus Centuri gave a little order to attack those Spears of Orthanc, but... Oh, General. Darthy's General there. Receiving some nasty stabs. These guys aren't going to be affected really by the morale, but a few of Darthy's like more scrappy units that might still be engaging. Oh, one Blackwatch Legion pushing through. Still easily shunting past the Spears of Orthanc with his high maths. 7 captains remaining, wavering. Fight to the last guy, dude. This is really... Ouch. Okay, so it's the captains that are sort of taking the fire. Still, that's going to be a bit of friendly fire as these guys sort of miss the occasional shot. What? That's a break. I think that is a defending unit breaking though. Yeah, that's the captains breaking. So some of these units sort of trying to reshuffle to chase after the captains, or just reshuffling over to this side of the line, where the last few defenders are holding. Some Innuminous Gate Guard remaining, the Banner Carrier, the Officer, and 1 Pikeman. Very nice. Still the Captain. We've got a General. Oh, that's the Cardolan General slain by a Black Wold. But no, we have got still a General of Arthedain going up against those Witcher on Blackguard, and with some routing, these Dunman Hunters that came back into the fight, they're routing past now, just causing a bit of chaos in the attacking lines, so that's good to see. Over there, crossbow fire, yeah, again, this is very muddled. I think it's fair enough to unload onto it, but you're going to be racking up a bit of friendly fire here, going a little bit into the Witcher on Pikes, for sure. But I like this little just gathering, the last stand of the primarily Cardolan forces, but a few of these, 9 of these knights holding back the Blackguard, while the Cardolan forces just try to cut through what's left of the chaff. This one remaining Blackwatch Legionnaire, the source of this carnage, the reason for all of this this mad chaos in the final defensive line. Charging. Oh, no way! 25 of them. Oh shoot! Oh damn. Okay. Well, so that'll be that then. That'll definitely be that. But genuinely, had those 20, so that's the last of the Cardolan forces broken, had those 25 Tharbad Warhammers fought to the very last man, and that's admit defeat as well, yeah, had those 25 Warhammers fought to the very last man, the defenders wouldn't have won. There's too many Spears of Orthanc to grind down. Yeah, they're not the best in melee, but they are still 2 hit points, very well armoured, pretty damn skilled. So they wouldn't have been able to grind through all of that. I think, yeah, fair enough, Arthedain. Yeah, fight to the last man here. It's good stuff. But this ended up being a lot closer than I thought. I really, in the beginning, I was like, wow, the defenders are absolutely kicking ass. And then the attackers really used a lot of ammunition around the mid-game. And I was like, oh, damn, okay, this is going to be a bit of a stomp. But this final defense, saving all of their elites for this point, it kind of did, it showed the real worth doing that. I still would have loved to seen what would have happened had the, yeah, good, rack up a few more kills, mate. Might be soft kills, but just bring these men down. Good stuff. That's the last man. The general is the last man remaining. AP smacks from the Frodrums. The thing is, because he's going to be killing these Rhudaur marksmen. He'll kill a Rhudaur marksman with every swing. So I like to think he's not just doing this to pad his kill count. He's trying to pull out. He's not fleeing though, but he is just cleansing through the soft target to try and sort of get out. And now he's realised, no, okay, that ain't happening. If he kills that Frodrum Jav, I'll be chuffed to death. Come on, protect yourself, mate. Get him. Oh, I like the boys are sort of letting it be a 1v1. They're letting this general have a last go at it. Come on, get him, dude. Get him. Okay, that was a good slice, but no. Oh no, mate, come on! It was a good honourable little duel. But then this bloody Frodrum, Rhudaur marksman comes in and just backstabs him. Damn it! Nah, now he's off his rhythm. He's getting stun locked. Okay, he will die. Oh, that's such a shame. He could have racked up, if he didn't get stun locked, I'm sure he would have racked up a few more kills. So that's got to be it, right? So that ended up actually, yeah, it's 96%. You know, I know that we got some elites and stuff, but still, that ended up being so much closer than I thought. What's happening here? Why is it? What is there? Is there something there? There might be some hidden defender unit that hopefully we get a fingers crossed we get an ending battle screen, we get an admit defeat. If not, I'll have a look and see if Winged Swordsman sent me an ending battle screen. If not, I'm really sorry, but that just might be the way of it. Either way, that was a really enjoyable fight. I was dead keen for that. Good long one, you know, which is always a bit of a grind to get through, but no, I enjoyed that, and it's kind of some cool plays. So as I say, I'd love to have seen what could have happened had the oh wait, have they found him? Or oh, what the heck? What was he there the whole time? was this night? Because that guy couldn't hide, surely. Was that guy just sitting there the whole time? Goodness sake. Silly boys. But yeah, so the if they had maybe used, you know, one or two, but I mean, saying that, they did use quite a lot of their elites. You know, they were sending in those troll slayers, and they were sending in those warrens of the north, but you know, one or two more maybe getting used here and there, and I would have been rare because of not how dominant, because of how effective Proxima's cavalry was. I would have been really interested to see, like, had Arthedain, each of the Arthedain players brought one unit of cav. Not saying the knights maybe seeing Grey Company, maybe one unit of Grey Company, and even just some sort of unit of knights, not knights, sorry, lancers maybe, because I think that could have been. There were some moments where like poor Hartum was hurting. Yeah, you're seeing the amount of guys. Oh, sorry, that were captured. Oh, right, I'm surprised at that. I would have thought more guys were captured from Hartum's forces, but you're seeing the actual amount of guys that Hartum captured. That's quite impressive. So, Witch Realm Enslavers there, yeah, got absolutely blitzed by crossbow fire. That's sort of part of the reason, and they were used right at the end. They were used up against some extreme elites, so that's why. Whereas the Arthedain Berserkers were used up against sort of main line generally, a few elites here and there too. Rangers, quite surprising, but again the Rangers were going up against like heavily armoured crossbows, which that's Ranger arrows. Unless you're an Elven Ranger, Ranger arrows are really quite low damage. The other guy, the other guy, Pontaman, he's got his some good kills from his enslavers, but anything else that's absolutely crazy. Did you have two Berserkers? No, Arthedain Berserkers and Arthedain Pikes, and the Nobles just necessary for hunting down those Lancers. I usually like to take a unit of Coldfell Maidens, but even the Coldfell Maidens would have really struggled up against those Royal Court of House Thoronder. I would have had to chase them around and use my javelins and slowly take them out. I think shunting myself straight in, even though I've got that anti-cavalry ability, I just think that heavy armour would have made them tricky to get through for the Coldfells. So something like the Rhudaur Nobles, or the Arthedain Nobles coming in, which I think was probably a safe bet. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, I think if you're up against two Arthedains on a flat ground map, probably take some solid cavalry, because you're probably pretty sure somebody's going to take knights, and you're probably going to have to freaking chase down some Grey Company. But it ended up being Cardolan that brought the cav. But yeah, all in all, that was really fun. I like that a lot. Cool. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you later.